dialed is not in service at this time.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
Hello there, South Africalings. How are all of you doing today? Yeah, today I'm coming at you from my car, from my Land Rover. You know, I thought I'd do my podcast today from my car. As the topic I'm going to be speaking about is to do with transport. So here we are. Hey, let's make the most of it. This is the Wayne G Show. This is Real Talk Radio, where the talk is always real. Yeah, guys, I don't know any of you that live up in Johannesburg or in Pretoria today that were on the road this morning. I'm sure you noticed that there was a shortage of those annoying, do whatever they want on the roads, create their own traffic rules, taxis. Yes, our taxis are on strike. So the Taxi Association is up in arms and protesting against what they call an absolute joke of a bailout, which they were given from the government. It equated to roughly about 1.3 billion rand, which works out to about 3,000 rand a taxi. And the Taxi Association and the taxi drivers are just saying that that's not enough to support the industry, and they believe that they've been shortchanged compared to other industries that the government has given assistance to. They're saying that at least 40% of their taxis are not going to be on the road soon, and yeah, a huge percentage of their drivers are going to be unemployed, and commuters are going to be unable to move to and from work because, yes, the taxis have monopolized the entire transport industry, guys. You know, the few buses that are working, or the few buses that were working today, the taxis pulled over, they hijacked a bus in Pretoria, they pulled passengers off the buses. You know, they are violent, and they have gone ahead and, you know, Sentaka are saying that they condemn the behavior of the taxi drivers, but they are the taxi drivers. You know, how do you condemn your own behavior? Pulling a fast one, I think, hey? And yeah, Pretoria especially was troubled today, as their buses were literally ground to a halt. And, you know, this is actually so big, you know, like as I was driving around now, I noticed, yes, there are no taxis around. But, you know, the effect of it is large scale. You know, half my staff couldn't come to work today. You know, we had to make plans and try and get people to work. You know, the commuters are scared. The employees are scared to even get onto the roads and try and get to work. If they jump into a private car, you know, those cars are pulled over and they're harassed and intimidated. So it's a dangerous game to play. Yeah? Imagine it being that dangerous just to get to and from work. You know, and Look at the school kids, the matriculants. You know, my sister's one of her employees, her daughter was writing a matric exam today and she couldn't get to school. And this poor child was in an absolute state about it. You know, imagine that. Imagine being in matric and you've prepared so well for your final exams, and now you can't even get to school to write it. You know, and that's just one issue, and it is widespread. Imagine the thousands of students today that couldn't get to school to write their exams. And I wish the taxi associations would maybe just give that some thought, you know, before they embark on a hostile strike and hostile behavior and blocking off entire roads and blocking off the infrastructure and, you know, causing so much shit and mayhem for the population that'll just trying to get to and from work. Why don't they just, you know, go through the courts, go through the labor departments, go through, you know, the right channels to try and persuade government to give them more? Because yes, 3,000 rand a taxi is quite a little, but they're demanding 20,000 rand a taxi, and they want this money to be paid to the taxi associations. Can you imagine where their money's going to go? Hey, and it is so, you know, and you see it on days like this, how monopolized and controlled the industry is. It is a gangster industry, and it's an industry controlled and monopolized to such a point that if there are no taxis around, you cannot get to work. It's a serious issue, guys, and, you know, I don't know what's going to be done about it. And yes, you know, COVID has affected all industries. It's not just the taxi industry, but you don't see the mining industry or the transport industry from other departments, or, you know, any kinds of industries, the hospitality industry going and blocking roads and, you know, making these huge demands on government and telling them that it's too little. And, you know, Fikile Mbalula even admitted that the amount was too little, but the government doesn't have any more money to give. So what do? Where does the government get money from? Their fiscal debt is already so through the roof. They can't go and borrow more money to go and bail out the taxi association. So yeah, you know, a few taxis might go under, but lots of businesses in South Africa have gone under since COVID, eh? Massive amounts, guys, in the thousands. So, you know, a few taxis might be lost because of this pandemic, and it wasn't, you know, anybody's fault. It's what happened. You know, lockdowns occurred, the government instituted, you know, lockdowns, and those lockdowns have affected a multitude of different businesses, not just the taxi association, but they're the only ones carrying on like they are, hey? And that intimidation is so frightening, guys. It's not pleasant, hey? You know, I chat to my staff about it, and, you know, they are scared. And how can you be scared just to get to and from work, hey? You know, I wish that the taxis would find another way or another channel, you know, to try and protest against whatever they feel the injustice is, and not take it out on the commuters and take it out on the general public, because those are the people that are suffering, guys. Those are the people that can't get to and from work today. Anyway, let's see what we can do and how we can help, or, you know, if there's a way forward and a better way forward. I pretty much doubt it, because, you know, these taxis like to just take the laws into their own hands when it comes to driving or protests. So yeah, it looks dismal. Or perhaps we need to find another transport system. But again, you introduce another transport system and they get intimidated. Double-edged sword, guys. Anyway, that's the Wayne G Show for today. This is Real Talk Radio, where the talk is always real. Peace and love.